Today I will be reviewing the newest franchise to the Final Destination series, The Final Destination. Now, even though this has nothing to do with the movie itself, my friends know that I am still pissed that they couldn't just call it Final Destination 4, which is what it fucking is. This title is confusing and makes it seem like a remake of the first. I mean, why The Final Destination? Because it's the last one? Okay, so let's call the last Saw movie The Saw. How about The Halloween? The Friday the 13th? How about A Nightmare on Elm Street? Or how about The Grudge? Anyways, let's get on to reviewing the actual movie. The movie is about a teenage boy named Nick O'Bannon along with his two friends and girlfriend who goes to a race car event in which he gets a premonition of a deadly race car crash that is about to take place, taking the lives of many fans of the event. So after that foreshadow, he gets himself, his friends, and a few strangers out to safety before the horrible accidents. Then, Dev starts going after the survivors that were supposed to die at the race car crash. And how Dev does it is the reason we watch these movies in the first place. Now honestly, if you've seen one Final Destination movie, you've seen them all. A boy or girl gets a premonition of an incident, saved a bunch of people from a grisly fate, and then Dev returns to collect the tolls. The first problem I have with this movie is really the big event this time around. What I mean is, the plane crash, highway disaster, and roller coaster mishaps were all situations where you have no control over what's happening. When you're in a plane, you can't do shit about it. You're in a car, although you might still be able to jump out, it's still a small chance you can survive and you still can get hit by other vehicles. And in a roller coaster, simply, you're fucked. Making it much more scarier being that you really can be put in one of those situations and you really can't do a damn thing. That sucks. But with a race car event, you can run out no problem. Seriously, the situation could easily be avoided by running out of the stadium. In the premonition, I just found it weird that there was a major pileup at the exit where most of the people couldn't escape, like a traffic jam if you will. What the hell, was there a really fat guy holding it up like, wait until I finish my cheeseburger? Even though when Nick gets his friends out of the stadium right before the huge accident and you see people running out, there's plenty of room for people to make their exit and they run out in fewer numbers. Anyways, after that, typically, shouldn't be unexpected from fans of the last three. Dev goes after the survivors where the main one with the premonition, in this case, the character Nick, tries to foil Dev's plans and save the ones who are next. I also want to talk about the end of this movie. Now, I don't want to spoil anything, but just like in part 3 with the bonus train premonition in the end, leading to everyone, even the main characters, getting killed, part 4, or part The for that matter, has a similar scenario with the movie theater. And the way it played out, I thought that was a cool scene. You see, why couldn't that be the main event in the beginning? A theater, something blowing up, killing everyone like the plane in part 1, or the train, can't get out of a train unless the door's open. I would have even been okay with a fucking ship. Seriously, done the right way, that would have been pretty hot. I don't know. I also found a race car crash to be a very lame and stupid idea, especially when we already dealt with cars in part 2. The scene did not live up to the expectations of the trailer or the last 3 movies. Actually, the trailer pretty much gave away how a lot of the deaths were going to happen, so most of the time I already knew what was going to happen, which was a real shame because it really takes the suspense out of a film, for me anyways, to know where and how the deaths will take place. The deaths were similar to the first 3 and was nothing special. The only thing special about this movie was the 3D and the skeleton effects in the beginning and end of the movie. The 3D made stuff look like they jump out of the screen and it was really cool to look at. But in reality, without 3D or the Final Destination name, it would be just another straight-to-DVD crapfest that would never be spoken of again. The car race sequence wasn't even all that hot either, just columns falling on people and people getting hit by shit. Been there, done that. You want a real opening? Check out Final Destination 2's Highway Crash, now that was sick. Which was also directed by the same man, David R. Ellis. What the hell happened, David? Part The was also a little more comedic. Most of the comedic tone, especially with one of the deaths, gave it even less of a serious tone and a bit of a laugh of a film actually. Really stopped me from caring about the characters, that's for sure. The acting was average, but like everyone says, it's in the horror department. Nobody comes to see Oscar-winning acting, we come to see these types of movies for blood, gore, body counts, and to see how many unique ways all the characters meet their fate. Bobby Campbell was, I don't know, not my choice for a main star. Didn't leave a lasting impression on me, to tell you the truth. I mean, anyone can act scared and run around. Nick Zano, which I remember from Joyride 2, another failing disappointment of my standards of the previous, is actually a pretty okay actor. I thought he played the jerk well, and I was actually interested in what he was doing. even if it was banging some random chick. Actually, I would have liked it if he was the guy with the premonitions. I felt like in Joyride 2, he proved that he can show the emotions. Chantel Van Santen and Hayley Webb, the two main girls, were nothing memorable and didn't really matter to me. They were very general. I actually really liked McKelty Williamson. He was actually a very unique character and funny as well, but in a good way, unlike some of the other stuff. He was just cool, I don't know. Overall, I didn't hate this movie with a fanboy passion. I definitely put the first movies over it, as they were more memorable to me. The deaths were mediocre, same shit different movie. Characters weren't memorable and the plot was no different from the others. 3D did help it, and really kinda made it, I should say. And it also seemed way too short for me. If you're planning on seeing it as anything other than 3D in theaters, you will probably be wasting your time. But that's just me. If it's no longer in theaters and you desperately want to see it, rent it. If you like typical horror movies with nothing going for it than gore and grisly deaths, then go ahead and watch it. Overall, it gets 2 stars out of 5, with help from 3D. But honestly, that shouldn't make the movie, and it's not even necessary. I thought watching movies the old way was perfectly fine. You hear that, Thor and Iron Man? You don't need it for your future films. Anyways, this is Jet, signing out.